Is the setting for what many consider the ultimate prize in 9-ball, the US Open Championship. From a starting field of 256, just 2 remain. Will it be Germany's Joshua Filler or China's Jiaqing, who claims the famous green winner's jacket, the Barry Berman Trophy and the $50,000 first prize? Before we find out, here's a reminder of how each player made it into the final. The race to 13, the winner breaking, and to lead you through the early racks, Jim White and Michael McMullen.
Las Vegas means the meadows. Not many actual meadows around here, but what we did have was a very large field. 256 players entered this US Open, and via 6 long days and nights at the Mandalay Bay, we finally arrived to the 2 last men standing. But only one of them will be leaving Las Vegas with the Barry Berman Trophy.
And what a final it promises to be. 2 left-handers.
First race.
Both play with a lot of flair, a lot of natural talent.
Jiaqing to break.
And a lot of confidence. Jiaqing won the lag. He will break to kick things off. Race to 13 for the US Open crown.
He broke so well in the semi-final, and he's got a couple off the break there, but not ideal on the one, Jim.
No, it just got kicked out of position at the very end. And for me, this match is so close to call, Michael, that it really is going to hinge on which one of these 2 superstars breaks better.
We talked a lot about the dream final. Jason Shaw, the defending champion, potentially facing Shane Van Boening, the 5-time winner who was looking to break the record and make it 6. They were on opposite sides of the draw for the single elimination stage, but they didn't get through a single round of it between them. What we have ended up with, though, is a dream final of a different sort. 2 players looking to win this title for the first time. They've both been world champion. The feeling is, though, this would surpass that for either of them.
Look at this shot from Wu. It was risky. He knew he'd leave the 1 if he didn't hide it. And a possible jump now for Joshua Filler. And there you can see the situation. And the 2 ball is right over the top corner, so Joshua would only have to knock this in. He's definitely going to jump over the 5 here.
Now, has that one ball pulled up just in time to not be cuttable into the middle?
Yes, and what's worse is we see the effort on the jump shot from Joshua is it's also stopped in an area where he may not be able to attack this to the corner pocket for fear of the cue ball going into the side. Very close. Oh, look at that. He managed to keep the cue ball on the table, but can he see the two?
I think he might be angled on it. What guts it took to play that shot.
Oh, must be desperately close for Wu to take that second look. I should be able, he's left-handed, and that helps him here.
Extension called.
He should be able to masse this a little bit if he can't quite get through to it. Oh, looks like he's cueing in the middle, so he should be okay. Well, I say that. And he's gotten up again. He's used his extension, so he's got to get on with things now. Each player allowed 1 40-second extension per rack. Yeah, I just played that with a trace of right-hand spin to straighten it up a little bit. But the first opportunity of any merit falls to Wu Jiaqing.
He was able to put everything into the pot there. Position was virtually guaranteed on the 3.
You know, I asked our colleague Carl Boyes, who has spent a lot of time with both of us, Michael, in the comm box here, and like who he fancies in this final. Carl told me that he just liked Wu. As great a player as Josh Filler is, and Carl knows that, just feels Wu might just have a slight edge, possibly in break. For the opening rack in the 2019 final, Wu Jiaqing secures the 9.
A break and run out from Wu in the second rack saw him extend his advantage over Filler. Another break and run out from Wu in the next rack saw him open up a comfortable 3-0 lead. A poor break by Wu in rack 4 left both players struggling for control of the table. Eventually it was Filler who seized the initiative, going on to register his first point of the final. A dry break by Filler wasn't capitalised on by Wu, who missed the 6 ball, allowing the German to return to the table and claim his second successive rack.
Filler is really involved in this final now. He was 3-0 down to Wu Jiaqing, but he's pulled it back to just 3-2.
Welcome back to Las Vegas for the 2019 US Open final, where Wu Jiaqing opened an early 3-0 lead before the world number 1 Joshua Filler won 2 on the bounce to narrow the deficit to 1.
Rack 6. Josh Filler to break, trailing 2 racks to 3.
Dry from his only previous break. But not this time. Needs that one to keep running though. What do you think he's looking at here, Jim?
Well, he's looking at playing safe. There's an outside chance at a bank, but very risky. And well, I say that.
He's taken
He's
the
knocked
risk.
it in.
But where is he on the 4?
That was one of the reasons I didn't think he'd take the bank shot, because the cue ball would be going away from the 4. But again, these both players, they fire at him. If there's a ball in the open, it seems like more times than not, they're attacking.
Well, that angle takes us right behind the shot. Looks from there as if it goes.
Looks as though it goes for sure, Michael. What a shot. What a shot. Pleased with that effort. He still had to jump over the edge of the 5, though.
Taking it to the bank repeatedly in this rack. He's had to work hard for all of this, but it looks as though he's wiping out that deficit. That's the bank from earlier.
Well, Michael, we're going to be 6 racks in, and we're no further ahead trying to crown a 2019 champ.
Wu took the first 3. Filler's had the next 3. Level pegging in the US Open final in Las Vegas.
A clinical break and run out by Filler in rack 7 saw him take the lead for the first time in the match. A prolonged period of safety play on the 2-ball in rack 8 was finally settled by Filler, with the German going on to run out the colours and extend his lead to 5-3. This is now rack 9. Filler has the table.
Settle down, please.
Well, there's some certain benefits to this break, even though the cue ball is nestled near that side cushion. He's got a chance at the 2. The 3 is right below it.
Has it got the legs to get there? Just about.
Well, that must all be downhill to the right-hand side, because there's no way I thought this was going to make it. And it just kept going.
Yeah, we know these tables run really fast, which is how the top players like it. But I'm with you, Jim. I didn't think that had the pace to get there at all. But it defied us, and Filler is still at the table. But no more. And he scratched.
Oh, shot.
Another major turning point, perhaps.
Well, you can't see Wu failing here. He's lost the last
Stop,
5
please.
racks in a row. And I think that drought is going to end right here.
In the song Viva Las Vegas, Elvis Presley sang, "A fortune won and lost on every deal. All you need's a strong heart and a nerve of steel." We know Wu Jiaqing has those qualities. They are playing for a lot of money. Guaranteed $25,000 for being in the final. It goes up to $50,000 for the winner. And when presented with this golden chance in the 9th rack, Wu has shown his composure. What a final we have. Back to only one in it. Wu Jiaqing takes full advantage of Filler's miss and closes to 5 racks to 4.
A dry break from Wu in rack 10 was followed by a period of positional play on the 3-ball before Filler eventually ran out to restore his 2-point advantage. Rack 11 saw Filler sink the 1-ball on the break, but leave himself with a difficult shot on the 2. A successful safety from the German then resulted in a surprise scratch by Wu, allowing Filler to extend his lead to 3. Rack 12 saw a strong break by the world number 1, but a poor shot on the 2-ball allowed Wu to return to the table and restore some parity to the scoreline.
Wu Jiaqing is hanging on. He's closed to 7-5.
Welcome back to the 2019 US Open final here in Las Vegas, where Germany's Joshua Filler currently leads China's Wu Jiaqing 7 racks to 5. Commentary for the closing stages comes from Carl Boys and Ted Lerner.
So he's got a ball down on the break. Well, I believe it passes. We'll have to see how he gets down and sees this. Yes, this match has certainly been entertaining so far, and it has the makings of a classic that you'll want to watch again and again.
Yes, and Ted, you called this final. Very knowledgeable bloke. He's Ted Lerner, the voice.
Yeah, proof of that is on Off the Rail on the US Open 9-ball Facebook page. But you also said it was going to be Wu and Filler.
Yeah, I just felt one of the big guns from the top of the match or the bottom match. As you see Wu lose control of the cue ball again. Wasn't an easy shot, and I'm guessing one ball was quite tight past the blue 2. There you see the beautiful arena of this year's US Open 9-ball championships. What a tournament we have had, Ted.
We started with 256 players from 47 countries, and we are down to the final 2. It's a race to 13.
Extension called.
So it's the story here, the white ball, cue ball for Wu Jiaqing. He has struggled to maintain control and get in the proper position, and it's cost him.
Is he playing the 2 down into this corner, and he's missed it, so he needs a good cue ball. Holds his hand up. Two left-handers in the final as well.
Actually, 3 out of the 4 semi-finalists were lefties.
Tricky jump shot here. 2 balls near the pocket.
Oh,
shots.
Very nice. The other part of the equation is position.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted, you wouldn't put that cue ball in a better position with your hand.
Yeah, the actual jump shot is always fun to watch, but to see them be able to control where the cue ball is going is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, key shot here is controlling the red 3. That's what he's doing now. He's pointing his fingers
Extension
and
called.
banging his head, and he's just trying to vision where this red 3 is going to end up, and of course control the cue ball. Potting the 6 is not difficult, and this works lovely for Filler. I was in the media room before the final, Ted, and Joshua was in there, and I was having a little chat with him, and he actually uses a Predator Z shaft, which is quite unusual because it's very thin. Most players on tour use maybe around 12.5 to 13 millimeters. His shaft is about 11.5, so it's quite thin, but boy does he shoot good with it.
Well, he hasn't crossed over into the world of carbon fiber yet, like a lot of players have.
This 9-ball for a 3-rack lead.
So Wu Jiaqing gives up the table, and Joshua Filler quick to clear with some very sharp shooting.
A break and run out by Filler in rack 14 saw him extend his lead to 9-5 in the race to 13. Rack 15 followed a familiar pattern with another break and run out from the world number 1, who now leads by 5. This is now rack 16.
And look at that, got a very nice break by getting that 1 down.
Hooked on the 2 though, so either kick or push shot is his option.
Push out called.
Well, we tend to talk about Joshua's offensive prowess. How do you feel his safety game is? Because obviously that's the one part that really will give you longevity in the winner's circle.
Yeah, I think in his last match he's just shown a few signs of, you know, weakness in it, but, you know, he's such a young lad, and at the end of the day he's such a good shot maker, and he likes to go for his shots and plays a flamboyant game, so he ain't doing too bad, is he? World 9-ball champion, and he's got one hand on the Barry Berman trophy, so who cares about safety, Ted? Right?
Well, he's China Open champion, was MVP in the Moscone Cup. He's accomplished a lot, and he's just 21 years old. So this push out now,
Reset the clock,
that
please.
he was allowed to make that ball.
Start the clock, please.
You can actually do whatever you want except scratch. But Wu Jiaqing decides to give it back. That's just the only time in a rack that you can do that, on the shot after the break.
He's tempted to chase the 7-ball here with the cue ball. So watch the, no, he's not done that. He's decided to play safe, and it's a mistake. So there's another example of the safety game of Joshua Filler. Instinct, he was going to try and jack up, hit the edge of the 2 and send the cue ball into the brown 7. Maybe he should have done that, because he's made a mess of this safety.
Yeah, that would have been more in line with what we'd expect of Josh Filler. Now, you want to talk about somebody who can play the safety game. Jiaqing could be the best in the world.
At the end of the day, if Joshua is clearly such an attacking player, if his first thought process was to try and pot the brown 7, just fire at it. Forget about it. Forget safe. Just fire at it. Ted, it's got him this far, so he's clearly working for the young German.
Well, that decision did not pan out for Filler. It's worked for Wu. He finally gets one back.
A break and run out by Wu in rack 17 saw him narrow the gap to just 3 points. Wu's momentum continued in rack 18, sinking 3 balls on the break before running out the colours.
And he is now down by 2. And he is still at the table.
Welcome back to the final of the 2019 US Open, where world #1 Joshua Filler leads Wu Jiaqing of China 10-8 in this race to 13. This is rack 19, commentary from Ted Lerner and Carl Boys.
Getting to the crucial part of this final. 10-8, and he's made a ball. Where do the balls finish?
Don't think he'll be displeased with that. Does the one pass? Appears it may, but
I think you need to go to Specsavers, Ted. I don't think that passes the 8.
No. Well, from overhead, but yeah, you're right. You're right. I think there's a...
I'm just having a little dig there, Ted. Let's get to that stage.
No, you have a point, Carl. we have been at it for 6 days here.
6 days. This is the 498th pool match.
All right, so he's looking there at the combination.
Yeah, so he's playing the 1 onto the 8. Needs to control the cue ball on the 1. Lovely shot. Good cue ball control. A little bit unlucky where this yellow 1 ball's rested. I don't think he can snip this one in, so he's going to be playing safe. Well, yeah, that's very thin. I think he can just bounce this 1 ball up table and use the pink 4 as a blocker, but completely mishit. Needs it to miss the 3. And it has done, so at least he's got a good 1 ball, but he wanted that cue ball locked behind the pink 4. At this level, it's a big mistake.
Joshua's been sitting for a few minutes now. Very nice safety shot.
Yeah, so the poor mistake from Wu has let Joshua take control in this rack. Lovely speed control. And this is not easy to hit. There you see cue ball very close to that rail. In this instance, it's probably a little easier going off the top rail
Extension
because
call.
there's a bit more distance between cue ball and the rail.
Well, he's called his extension, so he has an extra 40 seconds to think it over.
I mean, in this instance, you've just got to try and hit the one. There's no real safety option. So he's not really trying to hit a particular part of the ball. I mean, if he hits it thin, going this way, could go in the right centre, but this is a tough shot. Oh, that's a wonderful hit. It really is. To hit that full, it is a wonderful shot.
Well, this is the kind of shot that Joshua Filler certainly likes to take on. And he's just got he's looking at the position on the 2.
He might be chasing the 9 ball and all, because if he hits the 9 full, and cue ball will stay around that side of the table, so don't be shocked if this cue ball travels towards the 9. Needs to miss the 6, otherwise it could get messy, and it has got messy, so he's jacked up. This is not easy.
Yeah, he's got to go over the 6 ball with his cue, so it's not normal everyday bridging here.
Extension called.
Full table, down the rail. Yeah, pretty simple, huh?
Well, we know he's a very good potter, and he's going to need one here. Cue ball looks kind of automatic position. No, even Joshua Filler can't keep potting the balls, and he has got away with that. It could have finished a lot worse for him, so mark that one down, Ted, as a good roll.
There's always that element of luck in 9 ball.
Yeah, I mean, if he leaves that ball in an easy potting position, you would have thought Wu might have won this rack, so I don't know if he's going to play a plan, or is he going to try and go safe.
Oh, wow, lovely. And he actually went after the 9 ball at the same time, but he's left with another tester.
Yeah, at the moment, Wu Jiaqing, he's not having complete run of the ball, so he's going through that little stage. Kind of comes in stages, Ted. 1 minute you're getting a bit of good fortune, and then you have a dry patch. But he's at the table, and I think he's playing 2 ball into 6, keep the 2 there, and try and get this cue ball up. Needs it to keep going.
Very nicely done.
You can feel the tension in the arena.
And this is what we talked about earlier, that it would be very interesting to see in the championship racks, which is where we are right now as we get closer to the finish line, to see how Joshua Filler's safety game holds up against a master like Wu Jiaqing.
Yeah, what I think he's going to try and do here is chip off the edge of this 2, get cue ball up towards the 5 again where his hand is, and leave the 2 on the side rail. Well, forget about what I've just said. I have no clue what he's played. Surely he's not got away with this one. Surely
No
he's
way.
Not. No.
Unbelievable.
As a player of this game, that winds me right up. That is disgusting. It really is. What has he even played?
Settle down, please.
I mean, that has nothing to do with that he played a good safety. He just whacked at the balls, and just by dumb luck, the 2 ball went into the pocket, and he had position on the 4. That is just so lucky. That's got to be crushing for Wu Jiaqing. Well, you won't see any emotion out of him, but he knows that's part of the game. Sometimes he's on the receiving end. Sometimes he dishes it out. Well, A fortuitous piece of luck for Joshua Filler. Puts him 2 away from the Barry Berman Trophy here at the US Open.
A break and run out in rack 20 saw Filler reach the hill at 12-8. A dry break from the world #1 in rack 21 allowed Wu to the table. He didn't look back, running out the colours and narrowing the gap to just 3.
Jiaqing taking that last rack off the
Settle
dry
down then,
break
please.
from Joshua Filler, and he must keep the run going to have a chance.
Just make a good break and see where the balls land. That is all you can do. Little genius. And he makes a good break, Ted, and at first glance, these balls have split nice. The little genius is on a 5-pack special. He's done it before to win a major. Surely he can't do it again.
He certainly can. He can, Carl. If he can clear these balls, he'll be breaking in the next rack to bring it to 1. He's been in this situation many times, so he's certainly not intimidated. He's got one of the best foundations as a player of anyone in the world. So if anyone can do it, it is Wu Jiaqing.
What I have noticed is there's been a few racks where he slightly lost a cue ball. He did it early on, didn't he, in the 5th rack? Now, I'm not saying he's in huge danger here, but you don't want to keep leaving yourself these little cutback type shots. Again here, he needs this to bounce. So that's a little shy, but all depends on this 9 ball, because if he just stuns the cue ball over to miss the 9, can he pop the 4? I think he can. If he gets it near that diamond there, he's all right. Just feel like a little bit of justice. Well, he's running into the 9. 9 might go in the pocket as well. 9 might go in the pocket as well, and it has done, Ted!
Unbelievable. Wu Jiaqing now with 2 in a row. So here he is.
Thank you, rack
12
23.
to 10.
Wu Jiaqing to break, trailing 10 racks to 12.
And if he can get this rack, the crowd here will certainly erupt. The drama will be thick and fast.
Same again. Just try and give the break shot a good hit. Where's the cue ball? Has he made a ball? I can't even see anymore.
3 ball is down.
He has, but look at the cue ball. It's landed in such a tricky spot. This is not an easy shot. If he plays it in left centre, he's jacked up. And if he plays it in the left top pocket, he's also jacked up. This is a nasty shot. This is a nasty shot. Position on the 2 ball is guaranteed. I'll tell you what, he nearly...
Oh, he fouled.
He fouled! What has he done there? He's put his hand on the table and it slipped. I didn't know he'd hit the 4. I could see his hand slip. What drama. What has he done there? Wow.
No way. We have to take a very close look
Settle down,
at
please.
that.
Ted, watch his hand. I thought he'd slipped. Watch his bridge hand here. Wow.
Oh, he touched the pink 4 with the tip of his cue. That is a foul. Referee Nigel Reese all over it, as he usually is. Well, well, well.
Ted, have you ever seen anything like this in your life. Joshua Filler has been gifted this opportunity at 12-10 up. All you ask for in the final of a major is a go at the table to win the title, and he's got it. 6-7, his key shot.
You know, it's interesting. In the double elimination stage, that would not have been a foul. That would not have been a foul. That was the rule there.
That's a very interesting point, Ted. Very interesting.
I mean, he just touched the ball. It doesn't even have to move, but if you touch that 4 ball, that's a foul. If you touch it with your shirt, that's a foul, even if it doesn't move. Wow. What a turn of events here. And Joshua Filler is 4 balls away from the U.S. Open title.
Yeah, you can't see him making a mess of these. He's played very good in the balls all week, so super cool character. He's won a big major before. He's won China Open. He's won World 9-Ball Championships. So this isn't his first big major, so you just don't see a collapse here. Unbelievable drama. Wu Jiaqing had a chance of getting to just 1 behind.
Well, we saw Joshua Filler emit a large, loud shout after the semifinal. And I can tell you, it's going to be about 10 times that should he get these 2 balls. He is clearly churning inside.
Yeah, he's absolutely perfect on this 8. He can just play at a nice pace and just stun the white through a little bit further. There you see it moving forward. It's over, folks. Wu Jiaqing put up a great battle. It's been a fantastic final. He had his chance to get it back to 12-11. An unbelievable event. Joshua Filler, this 9-ball, Ted.
There it is. Joshua Filler, the young phenom of Germany, puts his name in history. He wins the 2019 Party Poker U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. And he is now a world champion and a U.S. Open champion. And he gets the big hug and congratulations from his wife, Pia. It's going to be a big celebration in Vegas for the Fillers tonight. And now, here to receive his gold medal, the traditional green jacket, which belonged to Barry Berman himself. This beautiful recommissioned Barry Berman trophy and the title of 2019 Party Poker U.S. Open 9-ball champion from Germany, Joshua Filler.
Congratulations to Germany's Joshua Filler, world champion, world #1, and now the 2019 US Open champion. He came through a field of 256 players, survived 6 days of intense competition, and now collects $50,000 from Matchroom chairman Barry Hearn, along with the highly coveted Barry Berman trophy and the chance to wear the green jacket. At 21 years of age, a staggering achievement in the Party Poker US Open of 2019.